Please understand, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, and you should obtain confirming legal advice before acting on anything I say. My comments are based on more than 25 years' experience as an insolvency practitioner and over 4 years providing daily advice on the PPSA. You may have heard the PPSA is a complex piece of legislation. Nothing could be further from the truth for those wishing to comply and protect their property. The PPSA is relatively straightforward. ABC is a supplier of property, supplying property to its customer 123. The property can either be equipment that's been hired by ABC to 123 or goods that have been sold by ABC to 123 with the agreement that ABC retains title to those goods until 123 has paid them. Unfortunately, under the PPSA, and in the event 123 becomes insolvent, equipment hired by ABC to 123 is likely to vest in 123, as will any goods sold subject to retention of title. That is, your hire equipment or goods sold on credit will belong to your customers if they become insolvent. Sounds crazy, but it's true. The only way that ABC can protect itself from the loss of its equipment or goods is to comply with the PPSA. Retention of title simply does not work unless you comply with the Act. Compliance is simple. A registration performed on the government's online PPS register is all that is required. And at a cost of $6.80 for 7 years protection, it is both simple and cheap. Now let's add some reality to this diagram. Let's suppose that 123 has been trading for some time. It has a bank, and the bank has provided finance to 123, and in so doing has taken security over all of 123's assets for the monies the bank has lent. A little like a mortgage over a home, or I'm sure for many of you a similar situation where you've borrowed money from the bank and the bank has taken an interest over all of your business assets. That interest was previously known as a fixed and floating charge and is now referred to as an all-present and after-acquired property interest, or as we refer to it, an APAP. That is the bank's security over 123. Now ABC, supplying its property to 123, risks the loss of its property on 123's insolvency. Generally, if 123 becomes insolvent, the bank has security over all the assets of 123. Under the PPSA, it is likely the equipment hired to 123, and certainly the goods sold to 123, will now come under the security of the bank. The bank will appoint its receivers and recover ABC's property for its own benefit. ABC loses. The only way ABC can now protect itself is to comply with the PPSA. If ABC registers correctly and on time, it obtains security over its equipment or the goods supplied to 123. Its security interest is known as a purchase money security interest, or PMSI. Now imagine this is a game of cards. ABC's equipment and or its goods are the prize. That's the pot. ABC has been dealt a PMSI hand and the bank has been dealt an APAP hand. If that was the case, ABC would win the game every time because a PMSI hand is the ultimate hand and trumps all other securities that may exist over 123. Now in the event that 123 becomes insolvent, ABC will be able to recover its property before anybody else. It is now really the only way that ABC can protect itself. Let's do some examples so this message sinks in. Assume Tim's Scaffolding hires scaffolding to Ben the Builder. The hire is for 18 months. In the event Ben the Builder becomes insolvent, the scaffolding would now vest with him, even though Tim's Scaffolding is the owner. That is, the scaffolding becomes the property of Ben the Builder because Tim's Scaffolding hasn't protected itself by registering its security over the scaffolding. In the event a bank has security over Ben the Builder, it would seize the scaffolding. The only way Tim's Scaffolding can protect itself from this situation is to perform a registration against Ben the Builder, identifying the scaffolding as theirs and that they have a security interest in it. Another example, Ace Jeans sells $20,000 worth of clothing to Sally's shop. Ace Jeans has, in its terms and conditions, a retention of title clause, and Sally's shop has acknowledged the retention of title clause by signing Ace Jeans' terms of trade. Ace Jeans has done the right thing, registering its security interest prior to the delivery of the stock. In the event Sally's shop were to collapse, Ace Jeans is entitled to recover $20,000 worth of clothes still on hand and unpaid for by Sally's shop because they have complied with the PPSA and registered their security interest. Whilst the PPSA has some traps for the unwary, it offers a very easy and cheap means of protecting your property from the insolvency of your customers. This really should be a no-brainer. If you're not complying, I encourage you to download the Do-It-Yourself Guide to the PPSA for Small Business. Everything you need to achieve compliance in 3 easy steps. And if you think you're complying and would like us to perform a high-level compliance review, become a member of PPSA Made Easy. It's just one of the many benefits of ongoing membership. Please go to ppsamadeeasy.com.au.